Jones and April Parker Jones. It is so exciting to have you as a part of 21 Days of Happy. I am just thrilled.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you. We're thrilled. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Mommy.
So we've known each other now for over 5 years. We've done 5 amazing seasons of Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong together.
Right.
And you've always been fit, I might add.
Thanks to him.
Right. And then when I met your husband, who is the fitness minister, literally, I said, oh, so that's why. I mean, how could you be married to this man and not have a snatched body?
It's work.
She's earned it.
I really wanted you all to talk about that. I mean, you all are so fit and so fabulous. And I just wanted you to talk about what fitness is, the benefits of it, and then also get into some routines that we can do to get our bodies back in shape. After quarantine.
Okay.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Well, yeah. What is being fit? I mean, it's being fit covers so many areas of our life. You know, we try to remain fit in our mind, in our bodies, physical bodies, and mostly in our spirits too. We know that the mind is such an awesome tool because it has control over all of this. So that's where we first do our work is in our mind. And I thank God for Jay because he's healed me and blessed me in so many ways, and it's been such an awesome champion and counselor and friend to me. And I hope he knows that. I try to tell him and show him as best I can.
And it's reciprocated. It's reciprocated. She's been the same for me. And like April said, anything starts in the mind. You know, you be transformed by the renewal of your mind to create a new creature. So everything starts with our motherboard, our hard drive, and we program our minds to then create the outcome in life that we desire. So with fitness, it's just like everything else. We start from the inside out. A lot of people look in the mirror and they want to start from the outside and work their way in and say, I want the big shoulders for men, or I want those small waists for women. And it's all superficial from the outside, but it all starts with a conscious decision to transform your thinking about how you approach what we like to call physical praise and worship. Because really the greatest gift we've all been gifted by our Creator is a healthy temple. And our temple is the house and the home for our spirit.
Absolutely.
So it's physical praise and worship to show your Creator how much you appreciate that healthy temple by going out and being a good steward over that blessing. Because just as if we would go to a church where we physically on earth believe is the temple in the house of God, when we go in, if someone were to go in and to vandalize the seats or to blow out the stained glass windows, that would be considered blasphemy. That would be vandalism to the temple of God. So what do you think God feels when you vandalize your own personal temple, the one body that you've been given? So it all starts with the attitude adjustment and recognizing the real value in what fitness truly is. It's your way of giving your good God thanks for being able to wake up every day and function in the body the way you desire to function in your body.
Amen.
Oh my goodness. You are on my mind right now. What? I'm like, I've been vandalizing my temple all this time. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lord. I repent.
See, I'm saying, if you reframe your look at how you use your body, because really, you know, we look at everything else. We invest a lot in our homes. We invest a lot in our cars. We invest a lot in our clothes. And these are just trinkets of what, you know, the covering of our temple.
The covering,
You know what I mean? These are the superficial things that we add so much value in because, you know, we see value in taking care of your house or taking care of your car. But we're in this condition right now, and we want to bring it home into the COVID-19 situation because remember, African Americans and minority groups are suffering more than any other group because we have
pre-existing
conditions because we have not yet really bought into the concept of fitness being a habit and not a hobby.
Right.
It can't be when you're trying to fit into a pair of jeans. It's got to be a lifestyle choice that you've decided to show your Creator. That's why we became such we said fitness wasn't just fitness, it was a message. We're spreading the good news of health and wellness.
Yes.
This is good news. We pray to our Father when our bodies start to decline, but we've got to give our God great glory while we still function at our highest capacity. We got to show him how grateful we are while we function at our highest capacity. And he will give you a supernatural blessing. He'll show you, he'll feed your spirit, and you'll want to work out. It will become a thing where you long for it, and when you don't do it, you miss it.
You miss it.
And you reframe your whole reality to where you look back at your old self and you can't realize how you lived without fitness for so long.
Yep. Amen.
Amen.
It was dope.
I feel like I can just go on to glory right now.
Oh,
that's the key.
So
and you look fantastic. You buy into it clearly. With those 2 young babies you had, you have snapped back in a magnificent way because you understand the value and the connection between your physical fitness and your spiritual praise.
Yeah,
it's very closely connected. And once we buy into it, it changes our paradigm.
Love
Word
that.
up.
So how do you? So if I'm a person that hears that and is completely moved by it, but says, listening, the way I've been eating has absolutely not been praise and worship. The way I've been moving, or lack thereof, has not been glory to our God. So, because it's funny, I was interviewing somebody the other day and I was looking at them, I'm like, wow, you've lost so much weight. And I realized that was one of the few people that I know who's lost weight during the quarantine. I feel like most people have been like, let me reach for the snacks. Let me, we in here.
Most people, that's right.
And even me, like I was on a really great regimen before everything shut down at the gym. I love classes. I like being around people.
Me
and
too.
That's April's main.
Me too.
That's her source of exercise.
After all the gyms closed down, it was like, okay, it just felt like more effort trying to figure out how can I do this on my own and how can I do this at home. And that's one of the things I just love about you guys too, because you do this on a regular basis. At home, right? From home, there's a lot of different things, or in your neighborhood, there's a lot of different things that we have access to that we don't always tap into.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just wonder for someone who's like, yes, I want that life, but I need to kind of restart in order to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I feel like that this current situation we're in has forced us to look at things in a different way. And the cool thing about fitness, Edwina, is it's free. And Jay says that all the time. Fitness is free. You don't have to have a membership to a gym. You don't have to be a part of this cool, elite group of people who meet and pay this exuberant amount of money. You literally can walk around your neighborhood. You literally can get on the floor and do a few exercises. And I think that we have to reframe our mindset, like Jay was saying earlier, to the concept of a little bit of something beats a whole lot of nothing.
And that's how you do it.
Yes, that's how you do it. That's how you don't defeat yourself before you even start. You take bite-sized pieces of the healthy sandwich. You take bite-sized pieces of the healthy sandwich in order to finish it. So, and I think that's where the problem lies. We have these big goals set for ourselves and want them to happen so fast. But remember, we didn't get where we are overnight. So to get where we want to get, it's going to take time. A little bit of something beats a whole lot of nothing. You want to chime in on
absolutely. That? And the key is, and April's absolutely right, what we're now moving into our fundamental methodology on how to execute this plan. We know what the plan is. We've identified that we want to physically praise and worship, and we want to be smarter. We have to break it down, like April said. I've written a book called A Little Bit of Something Beats a Whole Lot of Nothing. And the idea is scientifically proven. You just create small goals and then a trigger along with that goal. So for instance, what April does, we had a trigger. She goes to the bathroom. She drinks a lot of water, so she pees a lot. So because of that, that's the trigger. She's gonna pee regardless.
Yeah. Right.
So we've attached something healthy to the trigger. After every time you pee, you do 10 push-ups.
Oh.
Or after every time you pee, you do 10 squats. Now she's doing 10 push-ups and 10 squats.
Every time.
Every time. So there has to be a
wonder you
trigger.
got those guns going.
Yes. Yes. And it's something that's going to happen regardless. So but it has to be a very small goal. It can't be anything. It's got to be so irresistibly attractive and simple, that you can't do it, that you can't not do it.
Yeah.
So she started off with 5 push-ups. So after P, she started off with 5, and then it builds up, because just think, how many times do you have to go to the bathroom?
Oh yeah.
That's just one way to trigger yourself. You know, if there's anything, a lot of people, when a lot of bodybuilders, when they watch television, the commercials are the trigger. So every time a commercial comes on, it triggers, I have to get down and I have to do 10 push-ups. Or whatever you define as, if it's squats, you want to build your lower body, cool. If it's your core, you want to do a plank for as long as the commercial. So every 30 seconds, the commercial comes on. So you have to attach a very small, doable goal, attach it to a trigger. So when the trigger is, it's just like Instagram. When you get those alerts, the alert is the trigger for you to go back and then check your Instagram. So every time you're alerted, your behavior becomes automatic. That's how we want to change your behavior over a period of time.
I mean, it's crazy. We gotta live with this dude.
And all of this is in the book.
Yes.
We break it down 30 days. Every day we give you a doable goal. We give you a motivational quote to something to get going. And then we call what we have a fitness footnote at the end, where we have you journal your journey, because writing it down becomes your Bible. So then you can refer back to those times. We ask you a series of very simple questions every day for 30 days. When in answering those questions, you're now retraining, you're reconditioning your mind. So we're doing all at the same time. We're creating a physical trigger. We're creating a mental stimulus for you to train your mind as well as your body. And then we're breaking it down incrementally over 30 days. So at the end of those 30 days, even if you walk your neighborhood for 5 minutes out, 5 minutes back, 10-minute walk, that's something.
It's something. And you'll want to do more. So that's the cool thing about doing a little bit of something, Edwina, is when you do a little bit, you're like, I did 5 push-ups, I can do 7.
I can do 7.
You know, so that's the idea behind a little bit of something each day.
That's it. Simple thing.
Absolutely fantastic. So I start with identifying my trigger, right? So I have a baby. So maybe every time the baby eats, right? Every time it's time for her to eat, then I get down and I do 15 sit-ups.
There you
go.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So now I'm getting into a routine a few times.
You're reconditioning. Yes, you are. Okay. You're building a new mental pathway in your mind.
Yeah.
And once you build that pathway, then you'll be able, like April said, you'll be inspired, because you'll do 15 and then you'll be like, I can do 20 seconds. And then the next thing you know, you do, or 20 crunches, or whatever you choose.
Right.
Once you begin to see yourself improve,
that's
you'll begin to start to say, I can do a little more. I can do a little more. And you've tricked yourself to evolve incrementally.
Yes. Okay. So really, none of us should really have that much of an excuse. Like, most of us do watch TV at some point, and there are commercials, right? We don't have to sit there and watch them all. We can, we can watch them and do our fitness routine. I just love that. It doesn't even mean that you have to wake up like, oh my gosh, I didn't wake up at 6:30 this morning, so that means that I can't do it. Or, oh, I've had a long day, I'm tired, so that means I can't do it. You're just doing things incrementally throughout the day and build a lifestyle for yourself.
That is correct. That is correct. It is a habit, not a hobby. We want it to become a lifestyle.
Yeah. And one other thing too, Edwina, I just want to hop on, is learning how to measure your progress too. So I just, not to what do you call it? Advertise, but I'm going to advertise. I just invested in one of these, cool Apple Watches, and it really tracks your steps and your calorie burn, and it really keeps you on focus.
Biofeedback. The metrics that you receive, like April said, will inspire you, because there's a mechanism that has to close your fitness rings, and it's some accountability. You know what I mean?
You need some accountability.
You need accountability, and these personal devices, technology is not all bad.
Yeah.
We can utilize technology to our benefit, and one of the things that we do is use these health trackers and the biofeedback they provide on these watches. And then, we're connected on the watch, so I see her progress as she moves throughout the day, and I can inspire her if she does something well, and she inspires me and encourages me to do some more. So these are all wonderful tools at our disposal to help smooth that thing on out when it becomes rough patches in your personal self-determination.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. And then what about eating? Because I imagine you can't just eat anything you want and then do this and have all the results that you want. Like,
You're absolutely correct.
Kind of, as far as you guys, is there any type of regimen that you all adhere to as far as food?
I think what's been hard for me, especially during quarantine, is just unnecessary snacking. And I found myself earlier when quarantine first started, snacking out of boredom. It was something to do. Because I picked up some weight during the corona. I was like, wait, what's going on? And I had to catch myself.
Hits the watch.
I had to catch myself because I realized, why am I eating and I'm not hungry? Oh, I'm bored.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm thirsty and don't even know it. See, a lot of times we're thirsty and not really hungry. So it's so important. It's so important before you eat, hydrate first. Drink some water before you start stuffing things in your mouth. Drink some water, then allow that water to settle, then pick up something healthy to snack on. I've also learned that as a mom, I do most of the grocery shopping, and that's just the reality. At least for my house, I do most of the grocery shopping. So it's my responsibility to make sure that what I keep in the cabinets and the pantry are healthy choices, because if it's in there, they're gonna eat it. So, and you know that too, Edwina. So and that's just
and it's the same concept, Edwina, and everything April said I echo, and to add to a little bit of something. A little bit of healthy food just gives you a taste. It starts to recalibrate. All of our taste buds have been hijacked.
Gone.
Our taste buds have been hijacked from a very early age to healthy food. That's why most people don't like vegetables. They don't like fruits. They don't like the healthy stuff because it's not as seasoned and jazzed.
Especially Black people. Let's keep it real.
Black people.
Yes.
So we love sweets. So what we do is we increment, like we do shakes here at the house, where we blend, not juice, but we blend in a NutriBullet, a lot of greens and bananas and things in the shake. And that's our nutritional vitamin for the day.
Yeah.
And if we get an opportunity to eat a banana or do something healthy, we don't really consciously think, but we just know that we have to do, again, physical praise and worship. God has created manna. We call water our manna because it falls from heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
manna was the biblical term for the food that God gave from heaven. And the food that we consume has to be a result of our faithfulness to God. So at some point, we got to eat something healthy, natural.
Yeah.
Because we know all the processed food. If we're exercising, we don't want to sabotage that type of exercise with some food that's going to damage our temper.
Right.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So it starts small.
Yep.
Yeah, and I love what you said, April, as far as going to the grocery store, because that's something before the whole quarantine and everything. We definitely were so intentional. Like, there's certain things we just do not buy because they should not belong in our house. Because if they come into our house, we're going to eat them, and we don't want to eat them.
It's going to be a wrap.
Don't buy them. But we're in all the comfort of, okay, we're locked down. Okay, we're like, yeah, why don't you just get a carrot cake? Or it's Easter, so we might as well just make some cookies.
We get comfort food.
Needs a little pick-me-up. Why don't we make some cupcakes with her? That'll be a nice little pastime. It's like suddenly,
yeah,
we gotta eat that stuff.
Yeah, but it's like now that we kind of got it out of our system, it's like, okay, how about we have some watermelon instead of ice cream? And I really see that sometimes that sweetness is just really all you need. And if you can choose, like I was telling Kelvin the other day, I was like, even though apple juice and juices aren't the best for you, but I'm like, if it's that versus a Sprite, maybe just have a little bit of apple juice, which is natural sugar, over like high fructose corn syrup, and just get a little taste of something.
But watch this. To go even further, you're absolutely right. But the best way to do it is to cut that apple up into slices. You'll get the apple juice and you'll get the fiber from the actual apple itself.
Yes.
And you'll teach your children this is what apple juice is. Because remember, apple juice, fruit juice, all those juices are highly processed. You're getting the reward of the fruit without any of the labor. And the fruit is a tag team. You need it together in order to maximize the benefits of it.
Yeah.
So, but these are small things, small incremental changes that can be made over time. Yeah. And as you begin to, like, even with the fitness, like April said, you want to do more crunches when you get down. You'll want to eat healthier once you introduce because you're retraining your taste buds to really accept the natural food that your body truly is craving.
Yeah, and one last thing about eating too. Listen, I understand that there are certain things that we just crave and we want. I believe that you can still have some of those things that you enjoy.
Certainly.
In moderation. Maybe on Fridays it'll be a cupcake Friday. So I don't think that some of those things have to be completely
because that's
eliminated.
Unrealistic.
Yes, it's unrealistic. So yeah, I think in moderation you can still have those things that you enjoy.
That's right.
Just be mindful.
That's
Right.
it. That's it.
So I know that you all have some actual exercises that you're going to be able to show us and things that we
Absolutely.
are doing ourselves at home. We would definitely love to see that, to just get our creativity moving as far as how we can use our house for our fitness temple.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about, like I said earlier, about fitness being free, you don't even have to purchase any equipment. There's so many cool exercises, Edwina, that you can just do with your own body weight that are just as effective as using these fancy high-priced machines and all these weights and bands and things. You can just use your body. And that's what we're going to show you today. Some things you can do without equipment, with your own body weight, real simple. So
absolutely. And the key is, even with the body weight, these are exercises that we're going to show you that everybody knows. Everybody's done the push-up.
Yep.
Everybody's done a squat. And everybody's done an air bike before. We're going to demonstrate these very basic exercises. These are what we call foundational exercises. The push-up works the upper body, as April gets us to set up. The push-up works the upper body, the entire upper body, from your waist up, from your chest, your shoulders, your back, your arms. The squat works the entire lower body, from your hips all the way down to your toes, from your quads, your glutes, your knees, your calves, everything. And then we'll finish with an air bike that's going to work your core. Now, the squat and the push-up also work your core. So the last exercise, the air bike, is just what we call the cherry on top. It's the finisher. So we're going to show you these 3 exercises, but the big thing is, people have seen them, but we're going to demonstrate the proper form. That way you can maximize the exercise. All right, so let's. All right, so we're here now, all set up. April is going to be our fitness model and our demonstrator for the day. In the first exercise, I'm gonna step up because I want to frame her up.
Okay.
So April, talk through the first exercise, which will be a squat.
Will you talk through it, because I might lose my breath?
Absolutely. All right. So we want to turn front first, because we want the feet shoulder width apart. So I'm gonna maybe lose it just a taste, but I want you guys to really focus on their feet. All right. So the feet are shoulder width apart. All right, and then we want to put our back against an imaginary glass wall. This is an imaginary glass wall. So we're going to slide our back down the wall. As she slides down the wall, she's going to break the glass with her.
Ooh, expletive, A-double-S.
So she's going to break the glass with her butt, but she's going to try to keep her back as flat as she can. And she's sitting down, turn to the front, back. And she's sitting down into her hips and heels, not knees and toes. We don't want to lean forward, turn to the side again, squeeze. We don't want to lean forward to put the pressure on your knees and toes, because those aren't the burden bearers. If you're too far forward, the knees get hit and the toes do the lifting. We want to sit down like a kangaroo sitting on a tail. So it's dropping our hips down into our heels. So this is a perfect spot. So now she won't feel any pressure in the knees, and all the work goes right where it's supposed to do in the gluteus maximus, the biggest muscle in our body. So she's going to do 10 perfect squats. That's 1. We're going to do 5 this way. We're going to turn and do 5 the other way. That's 2. 3. Notice she pulls her tail in. 4. To finish the full range of motion. 5. Now face the front so you can see in the front. There you go, Edwina. There, that's it.
Right.
So we're sitting right. So you're sitting right down, ready, and down, and up. That's 1. Push that pelvis forward when you come up, like you're pushing your pelvis right forward. That's 2. Squeezing those butt cheeks in the back as you come up. That's 3. You should feel the pressure as you squeeze those glutes. That's 4. 1 more. And 5. Excellent. Excellent job. Now, the idea is when you're breathing through this exercise, you want to inhale as you go down, and exhale as you come up. We call it exhaling on exertion. Whenever you exert the muscle, we want to blow out the energy. Whenever we're loading the muscle, we want to breathe in and breathe out. Excellent rhythm. All right? That's your lower body exercise.
There you go.
Excellent breathing. That's the pattern that we want. The next exercise, we're going to get down on the ground. We're adjusting the camera again. We're getting down for what we call our push-up now. There's two ways to do the push-up. The first one, start on your knees. Okay. We're going to start with the knee push-up. For those who have not yet got the upper body strength to do the push-up with just the feet. So the idea is we're not going straight up and down clearly because we've got a barrier here. So what we want to do is we want to push forward and then come up. So that way you're like rocking. Notice the back stays flat. The arms are still engaged. One more time, babe. And they're nice and back. So the arms are pushing back, not flared out. So they're back, not flared. And by doing that, we're hitting our tricep and exhale. Beautiful. So let's do 3 of these and breathing properly. Remember, when we load, we inhale. When we exert, we exhale. That's 1. Down and up. That's 2. That's perfect. Down and look at that engagement. That's 3. Excellent. Now, that's our beginner move because we can always modify exercises as often and as we need. So that was our first modification for the push-up. The second version is what we call our traditional push-up, where we put the legs out. We're bringing the ankles relatively close together. We've got our still alignment, arms right under the shoulder, and we're breathing as we go down and back up. So now we're just dropping straight down. No need to lean forward because there's no impediment here. And up, that's 2. Notice how she goes all the way down and those arms come full range of motion. Let's do 2 more, love. Down and up, excellent. That's beautiful. Last one, down and up. Beautiful, excellent job, Amy. The push-up. Nice. Phenomenal full body, upper body exercise. Wonderful. Now the last exercise we have, this is the third and final one. This is your full routine. You'll be done after this. Yep. You can start with 5, 10, or 15 reps for each exercise. You can do 1 or 2 rounds, depending upon how you're feeling your fitness level.
And it's a full body workout.
Full body workout with just a mat or a rug underneath you. That's all you need.
Love it.
Last exercise. This is called an air bike, and we're working our core here. We don't like to do the crunches or the sit-ups because it puts a lot of pressure on that lower back. A lot of people suffer from lower back pain. We don't want to add to that. Plus, people tend to grab the back of their head and pull their neck down, which also adds a little pressure to the neck. Mm-hmm. We want you to imagine that there's a tennis ball under your chin, protecting your head from dropping all the way down with this move. So the idea is April is going to put her hands behind her ears, and she's going to twist as she drives the left knee to the right elbow, and then the same thing on the opposite side. She's keeping her feet 6 inches off the floor, and she's rotating. So now we're not only hitting the abdominals, but we're also hitting the obliques and the lower back. And she does it at a certain pace. It gives us a little slight cardio burn as well. So it increases your heart rate, which of course will allow you to burn calories after the workout is over. So this is the air bike. She's totally out. She's keeping her feet 6 inches off the floor. She's twisting to the opposing knee. We can do it without the twist. They do it without the twist. So we just drive it, don't twist. Just drive the knees in and out. And now she's got her shoulders slightly off the ground. We're still engaging the core. The core is still what we call time under tension. So we're still activating those core muscles without twisting, just in case the twist is a little too advanced for it. So this is the modification for the air bike. All right? Those are your 3 exercises. It will take a grand total of 5 minutes to run through that exercise set. If you do it 3 days a week, just incrementally starting at those 5 to 10 reps for 1 round, 3 days a week, coupled with common sense eating. We like to call it common sense eating because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of volumes of information on what to and what not to eat for a healthy body. Right. So common sense coupled with this basic exercise, trust me, you'll lose, the goal is 2 pounds a week. If you can lose 2 pounds a week, you're using healthy pounds.
2 pounds a week?
With common sense eating.
With common sense eating and this basic routine.
Wow. I'm going to start mine today. All right?
That's my
goal.
goal.
Hold me accountable.
Okay.
Probably means to put me on the scale and tell you how much I weigh.
We're so proud of you, Edwina. We're so proud of you and Kelvin and what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
We love and adore y'all so much. Thank you so much for thinking of us to be a part of this abundant life and
absolutely
21 days of abundance life. And so thank you.
And whatever we can do, you know, jjonesfitness.com is where you can find us.
Yes. And where can we buy your book?
Oh, the book is on Amazon. A little bit of something beats a whole lot of nothing. April has a copy of it right here.
Yes.
For your viewers.
Yep.
Yes.
A little bit of something beats a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, go pick it up.
Go on Amazon. Just type in the title and it'll pop right up.
Yep.
And you guys, can you tell us what your social media handles are so we can follow you both?
Absolutely. Mine is _Parker Jones. _Parker Jones on Instagram and Twitter. April Parker Jones on Facebook.
And I am I am the fitness minister on all platforms.
On all platforms. Minister. You all are so inspiring, so encouraging, so uplifting.
Thank you.
I mean, what you all have received, the revelations that you all have received as far as fitness and wellness are just beautiful. And I cannot wait to share this with the world. I love you.
We're excited.
I mean, thank you for taking the time. This is fantastic. And I'm going to start a little bit of something because it beats a whole lot of nothing.
You better believe it, my dear sister. We got an autographed copy coming your way.
That's right.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Love you, baby.